Good evening. I hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday afternoon. I appreciate you tuning in with us. I'm going to encourage you to continue to share these videos with your friends, family, whoever might be in need of some encouragement. Just got a little bit of introduction or some housekeeping matters that I want to mention to you. We have our summer series that's coming up very soon. And as we have in the past, we're going to go ahead and kick that summer series off on the first Wednesday night in June. And it just so happens that Sellers Crane is going to be the man that kicks that series off for us. And there will be no one in the building for that particular night. However, the following week, we are hoping to be back in the building for just the lesson, so everyone will be in the auditorium. But Sellers is going to kick this off, and this year we're going to be asking the question, who is Jesus to you? And we're going to look at some various different names, just as we did last year. If you remember back last year, we did names of God in the Old Testament, or Old Testament references to deity. And so this year we're looking at things that Jesus is called by, such as Jesus, Christ, the Word, Mediator, Son of Man, Advocate, things like that. Those are names that are applied to Jesus in the New Testament that we're going to be looking at as we go along with this. And Sellers is kicking us off with Jesus. Dale Jenkins will be closing us out. That's the bookends. He'll be closing us out with the Alpha and the Omega. And as I said, Jesus is going to be the topic that Sellers kicks us off with. He's going to be basing that on and around Matthew chapter 1 and verse 21. And it says, "And she will bring forth a son, and you shall call his name Jesus, for he will save his people from their sins." And hopefully this is just going to cause you to think about what Jesus means to you, who he is in your life, and to be able to answer that question when we get to the end of this, who is Jesus to you? So that's where we're going. That's what we've got coming up. So I hope that you will really, if you're not able to be with us at the building, obviously the first week, no one will be there. Sellers will be there recording, and we'll be helping with that, and it'll go out live. But I really want you to promote these videos, share these videos. I think they're going to be an encouragement. We have got a good lineup of speakers, and I'm really looking forward to this. So I hope that we'll take advantage of the opportunity. And when we're there at the building, we need to continue to go home and to share these videos with our friends and family, and to continue to promote what's going on, because there's probably going to be some that are not back in the building yet. And there's going to be some of our group that are just not comfortable with being back. So we'll have the online version for, that's going to be available, and we want to continue to share that. As for our devotional thought for today, had you ever known that Thomas Jefferson and John Adams both died on the same day? Well, that's kind of an interesting fact. They both died on the same day, and it just so happened that it was on July the 4th, and it was on the 50-year anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. Now you may be saying, well, what's that got to do with today? Because today is not July the 4th. Well, there is a matter of significance. It just so happens that on this day in history, Thomas Jefferson wrote a letter to John Adams to let him know that their mutual friend, Benjamin Rush, had died. You see, what had happened was that Jefferson had come to realize that they were dying out. All the people that had been signers of the Declaration of Independence were passing away. And he realized that their time was coming short. He wrote to Adams, "We too must go, and that ere long. I believe we are under half a dozen at present." I mean, the signers of the Declaration. I don't know about you, but I think back, and I can remember a time in my life when people in my hometown were talking about the man that lived there that was the last remaining World War I veteran. And I know that there's a time coming soon when we're going to be talking about the last remaining World War II veterans. It just so happens that this year on May the 8th was the 75th anniversary of VE Day, or Victory in Europe Day. So that was 75 years ago. You start doing the math, how old were the people that were serving at that time? So men that were serving in World War II are getting on up in age, and they're passing away. I was thinking about this just a while back as I was driving out on Vietnam Veterans Boulevard, and I was thinking that there's a generation that's coming up that's going to be completely removed from the knowledge of the Vietnam War, other than the fact of learning about it in their history classes and things like that. And it won't be too far down the road that People will not even realize maybe the meaning or the significance of the name of that road. So those are just things that we see to happen. We see as we get older, we see our friends pass away. We see our family members pass away. We see our classmates, people that we went to school with. We see those people starting to get older, starting to pass away. And it's a sad thing, but it's a simple fact of life. Every one of us, every generation that has ever come is going to pass on from this life, and we're going to cease to be as far as this earth goes. We've got a spirit that's going to go on forever somewhere, and that should be our motivation for our actions. But all of us are going to pass on at some point. The psalmist says in Psalm 90, verses 10 through 13, "The days of our lives are 70 years, and if by reason of strength there are 80 years. Yet their boast is only of labor and sorrow, for it is soon cut off, and we fly away. Who knows the power of your anger? For as the fear of you, so is your wrath. So teach us to number our days, so that we may gain a heart of wisdom." Truly, that thing that this psalmist is asking for, he's asking God to teach us to number our days. Certainly every one of us need to learn to number our days. We should try to make sure that we do something good with every day of our life. I want you, as you dwell on this devotional for tonight and as you take it into the rest of the week, I want you to ask yourself the question, the days that you've had so far this week, what have you done to make yourself a better person? What have you done to make yourself a better Christian? What have you done for the cause of Christ? Friends, we should number every day, because no matter how you look at it, our lives here on earth is short, and the number of days that we have is few. We should take every opportunity that we have, try to do something good each and every day. Try to do something to make yourself a better person and for the cause of Christ every single day. Friends, I want to just thank you once again for tuning in. Pray that you'll share these videos, and I pray that you have a blessed week.